Hello, and thank you for watching and listening to another episode of Unmedicated and Educated with Keita Rose. I'm Keita Rose, and here we deep dive, dissect, and sometimes diagnose because it seems everyone, including myself, has lost their damn minds. If you are new here, thank you so much for giving me and this channel a try. If you are an OG, then you already know what the is going on. Like, share, subscribe, talk shit in the comments, tell me how you really feel. This video and this channel is sponsored by KeitaSaidIt.com merch. If you want to buy something from me to support me, please go on down to KeitaSaidIt.com and purchase something. I got cups, journals, card games, everything that you want, everything that will help you improve your mood. Shameless plug, and I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of plugging my shit in. I'm not. All right, let's get into it. So, quickly, we'll talk about Ashanti and Nelly. Now, Ashanti and Nelly dated like 10 years ago, right? But I guess it didn't work out. Everybody was talking shit. Everybody, not me, not me. Everybody was talking shit when they found out that Nelly and Ashanti were getting back together. Everybody had this whole, I ain't never gonna spin the block on my ex. And you know what? I get that mindset, right? Like, I understand that whole, it didn't work out the first time. What makes you think it'll work out now? But I'm sad to say that my views are changing on that a little. Not too much, but a little. Because, you and this person didn't work out the first time, but while you guys weren't working out, you were spending years together, understanding and knowing each other and getting to know each other, right? And so maybe at the time, the things that I did or the things that I believed in or some of my behaviors didn't align with you, but people grow, people change. People go out and they date other people and they find out that the grass wasn't greener and they want to come back to the old grass and water it again, okay? That does happen. And then there's this thought, right? Saying that I would never spin the block again and I would never date an ex again does make sense. But then that leads into a notion of a new person will know how to treat me. A new person will know what I like. A new person will align with me better. And although, yes, right, because now that you've dealt with XA, you know what you don't want. I don't want a man who smokes. I don't want a man who goes out and parties. I don't want a man who is unfaithful. I want a man who doesn't do those things. And yeah, you can go out and you can find a man quite the opposite of your ex. And so with that thought, you have found somebody that better aligned with who you are. But then we're not taking into account of what other characteristics that new person is bringing in, right? Like, he might not smoke, but he drinks. He may not be unfaithful, but he gets really mean and maybe he is verbally abusive. I'm not saying go back to every ex you've ever had. Yes, there is a reason why it didn't work out. I'm just saying don't think that some new person's gonna come in and they won't have any problems and they won't have any flaws and they won't have some shit that you'll either have to figure out whether or not you wanna tolerate or not tolerate. Human beings are human beings, right? So everybody's talking shit about the fact that Ashanti and Nelly have spit the block on each other. Mostly Ashanti got hate because, hello, she's a woman and a black woman and she's beautiful and successful. So we already know that society hates that. But on top of Ashanti being, all of those things, it's like this man didn't marry you and there was rumors of her being pregnant. So Nelly was with this girl for like 10 years named Chantel, right? Why didn't he wipe her up? Why would he waste her time? So people were, both parties were kind of getting attacked. I did see more of people attacking Ashanti, but now people are going to eat their words. Now people are going to eat their words. If you were one of those people that talk shit about Ashanti getting back with Nelly, are you eating your words? I want to know in the comments. Are you eating your words now that not only are they back together, not only are they having a baby, which people were mad about that. Ashanti's getting pregnant, girl. You made him let you be a baby, baba. You need a ring because apparently, right, since we're talking about thoughts and ideologies, apparently a ring, no matter who gives it to you, no matter if this person is healthy or healed or established or successful, doesn't matter. As long as you have a ring, that relationship is going to flourish. That relationship is going to ensure that your kids are happy and healthy and thriving. No. But anyways, oh, he didn't put a ring on it. You just go be a da baby baba. Well, now looky here. He didn't put a ring on it. Ashanti is engaged. Ashanti and Nelly have spent the block, got engaged, and had a baby. It seems like. And I don't know the relationship. I don't know. I've heard that he was unfaithful and he's done certain things. And that's the reason why the relationship in 2003 or whatever, or 2013, whatever, didn't flourish. But now it seems like he learned from his lesson. Unfortunately for Chantel, he needed another woman and he needed to waste another woman's time in order to do it. But it seems like he learned his lesson. He learned what he needed. He felt like the grass wasn't greener, even though he spent, again, 10 years over there watering that grass. He came back to Ashanti's garden, okay, and he wants to let those flowers bloom. He's ready to see those flowers bloom. I'm happy for them. Are you happy for Ashanti and Nelly? Do you think that relationship is gonna last? Let me know in the comments. I'm happy for him. I'm glad because Ashanti has been doing her big one. her ex Irv Gotti came out saying all this shit. It's like, leave her alone. Ashanti is so unproblematic. She don't do nothing but sing, dance, look pretty, have a nice body, and take bikini pictures that all of us enjoy those pictures. Me, or maybe more than I should. All of us enjoy those pictures, okay? I don't care what anybody says. So thank you, Ashanti, for blessing us and blessing our timelines. Thank you, Nelly, for making an honest woman out of Ashanti. God forbid she be a baby mama. Even though if you guys get married and get a divorce, they'll still call her a baby mama. They'll still treat her like shit. They'll still say that she needed to pick better and make better decisions. They'll still say that she's a single mom, so she's hurting her children in some which way or form. But even though all that stuff is true, thank you for making an honest woman out of Ashanti. Hand claps for Nelly. All right, let's move on. Ooh, the girls are fighting. I was gonna really break down that whole beef with Kendrick Lamar, Drake, and J. Cole. However, after I found out that J. Cole's beef song was literally 7 minutes, I said, this is too much for me. This is too hip hop for my blood. I don't know. Plus, I'm hearing that they're using it as like a marketing scheme and people are feeling like they're not really fighting. They don't actually have beef with each other. They're just trying to like hype up their music careers by getting into this beef, right? So I don't know. I know Drake's diss song was the hottest, but Drake's diss songs are always the hottest. I'm still listening to Back to Back. I know when Meek Mill hears Back to Back, he wants to throw up. Literally. It would make me want to throw up for my diss song, a diss song directed at me, to be one of the hottest songs ever being played in the clubs. I know that pissed Meek off, right? Drake is not new to this. He's very true to this. And out of everybody's songs, I feel like Drake and Kendrick, had the best songs and dissed each other the best. J. Cole came out and apologized. Everybody was mad about that. What the f***? It's supposed to be a diss. Why are you apologizing? It didn't fit well with him. It's not him. It didn't sit right. It was sizzling in his damn spirit. We have to respect a man that says, this ain't right. This ain't me. I'm out of it. Okay. Well, Drake said, I don't give a f*** what J. Cole is doing. I'm still in it. And so I don't know if this is a marketing scheme, but if it is, it's got us talking. But what I will talk about is the Quavo versus Chris Brown beef. Mostly because this shit was random as hell. I really didn't know that Chris Brown and Quavo were even fighting until all of this came out. And then it was like, oh, it was very apparent. Now, apparently, Quavo had crossed the line of being Chris Brown's friend when he decided to date Karrueche. In 2017, Quavo was out, seen with Karrueche. Now, Karrueche had dated Chris Brown for 4 years, but had to get a restraining order on him. Probably because, everybody says Chris Brown is crazy. I get it. He's had spouts of domestic violence in his past. Okay, we're not going to take that away from him. We're not going to say that he's some saint, right? But we're also not going to make him and paint him out to be this terribly villainous, evil man, right? That's just crazy and starting shit with everybody because he's a crackhead and he's on drugs and he's doing all this shit. No. Think about it. You got this friend in Quavo. You consider him a very good friend. Now, whether or not Quavo considered Chris Brown a friend, that's neither here nor there. Chris Brown considered Quavo a very good friend. You're with this woman, you love her, you're not very faithful because you had a baby with somebody else, you slipped up and had an oopsie baby, sorry, but you had an oopsie baby with somebody else, which made Karrueche not want to be with you anymore. You didn't necessarily think she was going to leave you, but she did. Packed her bags, got the out of that relationship, right? Cool. Okay, you're still trying to heal from that. You feel guilty because you up that relationship. You feel sad. You're mourning that relationship. You're grieving because now you can't have your girl, and now your best friend or one of your good friends is sleeping with her. Yeah, I'm gonna see about y'all. If I can't get to him, I'm gonna get to you. Not to beat her. I'm not gonna beat her, but I'm going to ask you, what the what's going on? You're not gonna just erase me like I didn't mean anything. Why are y'all doing this to me? What did I do to y'all to make y'all want to date? People always make it seem those scorned from relationships. Now, mind you, Chris Brown did do some shit to Karrueche, so I'm not saying that he's a saint. And I'm not saying that she was wrong for going off, moving forward, moving on, and dating Quavo. It is a violation if you knew that Quavo and Chris Brown were friends, but he's violated you so much, why should you care? So this is not on Karrueche. I'm not mad at Karrueche, but what I'm saying is that for Chris Brown, we're not gonna act like he's so crazy, right, that he's just losing his mind and threatening people and trying to hurt people. No, I'm gonna come see about y'all. Why? If you're my friend Quavo, if we're supposed to be cool, why are you dating my ex? Why are you with her? And then this is not no fling. This is not no they were out, eating and the paparazzi caught a picture. They're out on vacations. They were out for a long time. They broke up, got back together again. They started denying the fact that they were together, but people were seeing them out. Like, come on, y'all. They were a thing. They were an item. And if me and you, Quavo and Chris Brown, if me and you are supposed to be best friends or good friends, why would you even cross the bro code like that? Like, yeah, Karrueche's bad, and yes, Karrueche's popular, but if you think about it, Chris Brown made her popular. And yes, she's attractive, but there's a lot of model, excuse my language, there's a lot of model bitches in this industry, so why'd you pick her? Was it just fate? You know, it's not like y'all lasted, because then she went off to go date someone else. It's like, this was unnecessary. Anywho's, they apparently, says Quavo, had this beef because of Karrueche. Chris Brown, in his song, says, or alludes to, no matter if you slept with Karrueche or not, my ex-ho, that doesn't matter, because I slept with Saweetie when you guys were together. That's right. And honestly, I see that happening. I feel like Karrueche and Saweetie took an L and caught a stray for no fucking reason, because here I am, painting my nails, doing rich bitch activities, and I get mentioned in a song. And not only do I get mentioned, but these men are calling me bitches and hoes and sluts and saying that I'm sleeping with people and I've cheated and I'm unfaithful and why am I in this? Anywho, Quavo is like, this is all over women, and I hate the fact that men like to pretend like, nah, I don't like bitches, I don't care. Bitches rule the world. Excuse me, censor this out, Batal. Rules the world. So you're not gonna sit up here and tell me that these women don't mean anything to you. Women have started wars. Women have been the reason why men get killed, right? So coochie matters, women matter, right? Your feelings for these women matter. So stop minimizing these women's role in your lives and just keep it a buck and say what it is. I'm hurt. I'm tender. And speaking of tender, yeah, Quavo hits Chris with this Tender diss. Now, I didn't like it. I ain't gonna lie to you, because it sounds like a song and it sounds like a regular Migos song. Let's take a little bit of a listen.
You did a bitch wrong and now the bitch gone. She post with a thug. Caught a bitch phone, she won't come home. Don't beat her up.
Don't beat her up. Now listen, I'm with Chris on this. Again, very much so Migos 2020, 2018. Like, very much like, this is not a diss, like a hard, like Chris Brown came back with like, who wants smoke with C? Who wants smoke with C? And then just bodied the whole song, bodied the beat, okay? Bodied the shit. But Quavo, you know, in Migos fashion and form, made a R&B song. And this was the first R&B diss song I've ever heard. I mean, it's catchy. Don't beat her up. But it's like, aside from Chris Brown beating up Rihanna and Chris Brown maybe being on a little bit too much coke, because some of his pictures are like, okay, babe, you're coked out. We see it. But, and those, you know, colorist situation, you really can't say much about Chris Brown other than the fact that, like, he's talented. So everybody always brings up the fact that, like, ooh, you beat up bitches. But what Chris Brown says is, hold on, in his song, Weakest Link. Let's listen to that a little bit.
Quavo talking like he a thug, nigga, you a bitch with dread. Can't wait to see the day that you back up all of that shit you said. What's all that bullshit you talking? You ain't no huncho, nigga. You the weakest link out of your clique. Let's keep it a hundo, nigga.
Keep it a hundo.
Fuck my ex-ho, that's cool. I don't give no fuck, little nigga. Cause I fucked your ex when you was still with a bitch. I'm up, little nigga.
Ooh. Anywho's, the Weakest Link, he talks about how, you know, Quavo and Saweetie had that little mishap in the elevator. And honestly, okay, Quavo did not beat up Saweetie in that elevator. He didn't. Now, I did make a video when that came out, making it a huge deal, just because I thought, you know, it was funny. I saw him and her swinging around that Xbox bag, and I was like, oh shit. But she didn't get beat up. He didn't physically put his hands on her. It wasn't a domestic violence situation. It just wasn't. But I thought it was funny that Chris Brown brought that up, like, oh, but you be swanging bitches around in elevators while you're talking about Riri. Okay, let's talk about it. This, though, was one of the hardest diss tracks I think I ever heard. I couldn't believe that it was from Chris Brown. You did, Quavo did get bodied by a singing nigga. Now, this was the part that really I was like, okay, Chris Brown, you went too far.
R.I.P. Takeoff, he the only real one that got true respect. Crazy how when he died, everybody really wished it was you instead. Oh, shit. You tripping, Chris, don't say that, don't lose your head.
Woo! Now I was like, oh, Chris, come on. Nobody wished it was Quavo instead. Don't say that. Who said that? I bet a couple of people did. I bet a couple of Migos fans were like, why couldn't it have been somebody else? Because Takeoff was respectfully seen as one of the best rappers in the Migos, right? And so that was up. Also, Quavo, it looks like Quavo in the song Tender, it looks like he put Takeoff in it. And I was like, did you use AI or Takeoff's part in Tender? Okay, it wasn't in Tender. Tender was a diss to Chris Brown. Weakest Link was a diss to Quavo. But Over Hoes and Bitches is another song Quavo had wrote. And this, I think, was a diss again to Chris Brown, and it was featuring Takeoff, who is deceased. And Quavo and Takeoff say, pussy and nigga pull up, crash out bout your bae, little bitch come dance, battle with my Drake. You been your bag when you punch Ree in the face. So it seems like, I don't know, Takeoff's chorus was like, I call your hoe for pussy, I hit your hoe for pussy, I did a favor coming to save you, but you gon' own me pussy. On the edge, don't push me. You work for the feds, you're pussy. Commit a crime and ain't did no time, can't fake it, we know that you're pussy. Again, how did you get Takeoff to say this? Are you incorporating AI? Are you incorporating AI in your disses? Or did Takeoff already have this part and you just kind of like, how did this happen? How did you get Quavo on a disc? And is that fair? You know, I always thought about it with these, I don't want to call them a boy band because they're not a boy band, but with these 3-man groups and these groups with extra people. Chris Brown is really a GOAT for going after the Migos because those are 3 guys, you know? So to say things like you the weakest one in your clique and your other clique, your other niggas is bitches, and you're really talking about 2 other men that do kind of feel like they have to defend themselves. So if Offset were to come off and be like, hey, bitch, nigga, don't talk about Takeoff, or Takeoff, rest in peace, but if he was still alive, were to be like, hey, bitch, don't say that our clique is this and that, you're really going against 3 people. Do you only fight one, or do you fight them all if you see them out? That's a question that needs answering. I don't know. And then just the fucking stray bullets that Saweetie and Karrueche have to take. Yeah, you that hoe, she a bitch. Bald-headed hoe was giving me head. The bitch can't suck dick that good. She's a slut. It's like, how the did I get into it? Now, Saweetie comes back and says, oh, let me rewrite my verse for Nani because she's making a song called Nani now. We all know that Saweetie is bad. And I just seen Saweetie's episode of BMF, so she can act a little bit too. But rapping isn't necessarily Saweetie's forte. And she's even said, like, people weren't necessarily caring about my music. They only cared about, you know, how I look. I follow Saweetie, but I follow her to see her looks and to see her nails and to see her rich bitch lifestyle. I don't necessarily follow her to see which song is coming up next. But Saweetie, if you are going to do a response to these disses, if you are going to do this, please get Party, somebody, whoever writes for any of these women rappers, please get Party to write you the hardest diss, and please drop all the tea you can. Because just saying that you're gonna do a diss when nobody really cares about your music anyway, and then also to say things like, you know, to post DM, she posted a screenshot of her DM where Quavo was like, man, we used to mean a lot to each other, but we couldn't really see like all that he had wrote or even what she had wrote to him. And if it was just a response, we don't know. It's not giving what it needs to give, right? Karrueche's in the right here because she's just being quiet. She hasn't said anything. And so if you're going to say something and really do it, bitch, you better do it big. You better do it big, and your diss track to these men better be a hit. And she also never said that she didn't sleep with Chris Brown. So it looks like she's on Chris Brown's side and she hates Quavo as much as everybody else does. I'm not sure. In this beef between Chris Brown and Quavo, who do you guys think took the trophy home? Was it Quavo with Tender and hoes and bitches? Or was it Chris Brown with this weakest link diss? Damn, who knew Chris Brown could rap like this? He really did get bodied by a singing nigga. I'm sorry, I'm going with Chris Brown. Next in news, I know Neyo has had enough. I know Neyo is so sick of love songs because he's tired of being in love with these hoes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Neyo had a wife, told her he didn't want no kids. She got her tubes burnt the hell off so she can't have kids. Then he gets married to Crystal, has a lot of kids with Crystal. Then he cheats on Crystal with prostitutes. Crystal says she can't take it no more. Now the prostitutes turn out not to be actual prostitutes. Well, no, they're prostitutes, but they turn out to not be actual prostitutes, but more so they're in a polygamous relationship with Neyo. They call each other sister wives and they're fine with it, okay? And now his other baby mama, the one that he had when he was married to Crystal, he had a baby on her. She goes by the name of Sade. They had a child together named Braxton, I'm not really sure, calls him out. And let's take a little look at the clip. Wow. Looks like they're in the studio of some sort or maybe a house, but there's lights. Freaky looking lights.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, everybody. He calling the police, y'all. He calling, no, I don't give a, listen. No, you know what you did. Your body slammed me on the floor. Come on, police, come on. Call the police like he said he was gonna do. Y'all, he calling the police. That's crazy.
So she's on Instagram Live recording this.
Calling the police. That's motherfucking insane.
You need to tell everybody who I am?
Tell them the real you. 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 And why we're here today. Tell them why we're here today.
This man got a PS5 controller in his hand.
Refuse to. removed me. Why? Because
this is what kills me. I know people in the comments were saying that she's making herself look like the actual villain because she's the one screaming and doing all this. But at first I was like, of course they're going to say that because she's the one that's like recording it and documenting it. And she's the one that's loudest in the video. So they're already going to think that she's the abuser or she's the, provocateur. But the truth is that we all know how Neyo is. We all knew from the jump after he did what he did to his first wife. And then after his second wife came out and told us, we knew that he wasn't some like lovesick, love puppy guy who's a lover and not a fighter. He has a sex addiction. Allegedly, don't come after me. You ain't gonna get shit. Best I got is this cup and some water for you. We know that he has a sex addiction. We know that he sleeps with multiple women, all these women and all these babies and all these drugs and all this. He's living the life of most of these men in the industry in Hollywood are. He's living this type of lifestyle. Women, hoes, and clothes. That's all they talk about. Jewelry, no substance, no what am I gonna do for my kids, no how am I gonna build my kids up, what future am I gonna give my kids. It's as much coochie as I can get on a Tuesday with some steak, shrimp, some alcohol. I'm not gonna drink water. Water. I'm gonna do copious amounts of drugs, and I'm going to live in this euphoric alternative reality, right? So we know that about him. So exposing him does nothing because we know. And you know what type of man that man is. So if you allow your child, your baby, to go over daddy's house, you must know that there's going to be 4 women walking around butt naked, claiming to be sister wives, sleeping with him. There's going to be drugs. There's going to be money laying around, possibly guns because he has to protect himself. That's the lifestyle that it is. Either strap up and be a fucking good mom and say, no, I'm going to fight you in court and you're not going to have my child around that. There'll be visitations where you can see your child with me present, or we can go here, or we can go to a house. Maybe he has money. We can go to an apartment that doesn't have anything and you can see your kid for a weekend, a day, whatever, but my child's not going to be over there. Or deal with it. I mean, it's such an unfortunate situation, but this is a person that you had a child with. He was dating Crystal when he was dating you. You knew what type of man he was. You knew that he was on drugs, or he liked a lot of coochie, or he liked a lot of alcohol when you were dealing with him. Now he's your baby daddy, so deal with it. But to be surprised that you come into your household and see drugs, guns, coochie, titties around your baby, that's crazy. To me, that's putting yourself in a state of delusion because you knew who this man was. You know who this man is. So either fight this man in court and make sure that he never sees your child again, or be there, he's fine with extra women being there. Be there around your child. If it's his weekend, okay, I'll be up in the room. Please don't have sex on the couch that my baby's sitting on. Please don't put your herpes-infested drawers near my baby's bottle. Make sure that you're there to be able to see what's going on with your child. But all this like, oh, he doing all this and that because you're mad at him. But next week when he gives you money, you're not mad anymore. And all of a sudden now he's a good dad. And all of a sudden now you trust your child with this maniac of a man. No, it doesn't work like that. Pick a side. These bitches really get on my nerves with that because it's like, oh, I care about my child. They always bring their child into it. My child. What about my child? You don't give a for real. You don't really give a about the state of your child's mental health or health by having a child by Neyo. You didn't care about your child's future because you made the child's daddy Neyo. I'm just sick of all these women sitting up here. Oh, I don't want my baby in this lifestyle. I don't want my baby in this lifestyle. You knew what kind of lifestyle your baby was going to be in. You knew what kind of lifestyle your baby was going to be in when you decided to marry or date this man or procreate with this man. So I'm so sick of it. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, you guys. If you were just, how you get him is how you lose him. You knew what type of character this man has. That's what I'm sick of. Everybody is, oh, he has money, so he's a good dad. We don't know the character of this man. We don't know this man's morals. We don't know what this man stands for. We don't know anything. He has money. He's talented. Yes, he can sing. Okay? Like, I bet if we audition all the serial killers in this world, 1 or 2 of them can really blow. What the does that mean? They have terrible characters. So let me know how you guys feel. I can confidently say that I really do believe that Neyo started losing his hair when he dealt with all these bitches. Bitches make you bald. If women are gonna do anything, it stress you the out. So you want 9 wives, 6 baby mamas, 3 girlfriends, and 8 side bitches, and you wonder why you have bags under your eyes and you are bald. You're stressed the out. It's these women. These women are stressing you out, bro. Back up. It's like these men don't want to address their sex addiction. Why do I have to have 7 different types of coochies in front of me every day? Let's go talk to the lady and figure out why that's happening. No, can't do that. We just need more. We need more of it. And so when you need more women and more drugs and more of this lifestyle, this is what you get. He looks upset. All he's trying to do is play Call of Duty. And this woman is in his household or home or apartment or condo, stressing him the hell out. And he wants her to leave. But no, because I'm your baby mama. And so for at least the next 18 years, you have to deal with me. Congratulations, along with the rest of your baby mamas. Congratulations, y'all. This is a mess. What do you feel about this situation with Neyo? Do you feel like he deserves this because he wants all these women? Or do you feel like the women need to back off? You know what kind of man you dated. It is what it is. Are you happy for Ashanti and Nelly, or do you believe that they spent the block for no damn reason? And who do you think won this beef with Quavo and Chris Brown? I mean, these are questions that need answers. Listen, stay unmedicated, try to get educated. All of us need to talk to that lady on the couch. And until next time, I will holla.